Welcome to a recap of the KC Masterpiece 400 from Kansas Speedway. 35 of the best in the Verizon Cup Series lined up on the grid to tackle 400 miles around the slick and fast Kansas Speedway. Not too many headlines other than Kyle Larson on the pole has been the dominant car all week, and the question was, could he get it done? And then Ricky Stenhouse coming off a big win in Talladega the week before. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for tonight's event. It would be Kyle Larson on pole, starting next to Kevin Harvick. Row 2, Matt Kenseth with a good qualifying effort next to Martin Truex Jr. Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin in row 3, two teammates. And then in row 4, two Hendrick teammates of Jimmy Johnson next to Chase Elliott. Row 5, Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney. And then in row 6, another pair of Fords, Brad Keselowski in the 2 and Kurt Busch in the 41. Row 7, Clint Bowyer and Jamie McMurray. And then in row 8, two Chevrolets, Ryan Newman and Casey Kane. Row 9, two underdogs of Eric Jones and Dale Earnhardt Jr. And then in the next row, Austin Dillon and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Paul Menard and Daniel Suarez. And then it's Eric Almirola in the 43 next to AJ Allmendinger in the 47. Michael McDowell's been having a decently good season next to Danica Patrick. And then it's David Reagan and Trevor Bayne, who's been struggling this year. Chris Buescher, who won the Daytona 500 next to Landon Castle. And then it's Ty Dillon in the 13 next to Matt DiBenedetto in the 32. BK teammates of Corey LaJoie and Greg Gaulding. And then rounding out the field is J.J. Yaley in 35th. Take a look at the Lowe's race facts. 267 laps, stage 1 and 2, 80 laps apiece. Stage 3, 107 laps, and Kyle Busch won this race last year. So the initial start was pretty calm. Everyone kind of held their own line and didn't really take things aggressively. Kyle Busch took it 3 wide, but then lap 75 deep into the run, things got interesting. Austin Dillon, running the high line, would get loose and end up slipping up in the outside wall, bringing the caution with just 5 laps to go in the stage. The stage would end under caution, with Kyle Larson taking the stage. It would be Larson, Truex, and Harvick, with Busch and Kenseth the top 5. Some names like Elliott, Johnson, and Logano getting some stage points as well. Early in stage 2, lap 97 to be exact, Jamie McMurray would get loose on the high side. Here it is right here. Getting loose just like Austin Dillon did, he would slide right to the entrance of the pit road. Here it is in slow motion. See McMurray just trying to ride that outside line and got loose, and a good job by Ryan Blaney to avoid that incident. And then after that, it would stay calm for the rest of the stage, and we would see a new stage winner after green flag pit stops, and that would be the 18 of Kyle Busch. As you see right here, he would fend off Kyle Larson to take the stage. Busch, Larson, Truex, and Elliott, and for the third time this year, Busch and Larson take the stages. This year, some names like Stenhouse have been getting stage points. But 74 laps to go. Issue for Matt Kenseth. He would blow a motor on the front straightaway, ending his night. But on the restart, a very vicious and scary crash with 69 laps to go. Right here you can see Ryan Blaney making an aggressive move, gets into Denny Hamlin, Clint Bowyer on the wall. But just wait, watch in the top right of your screen here in a minute. You'll see the blue car, Eric Almirola, right here. Just can't see through the smoke, and he pounds right into the 11 of Denny Hamlin, bringing out the caution. A very vicious and scary wreck. Just Almirola couldn't see, and his brakes weren't working. See, Blaney made an aggressive move, and just Hamlin got into Kurt Busch, and those two got stuck together. And then coming into your screen is the 43 of Eric Almirola right here. Well, I guess not. Right here, you can see that blue car. And he's just trying to slow down, and he can't. Just plows right into the 11 of Hamlin. And just the violence of this wreck. Look at in real time. Watch the 43's back tires get up off the ground here when he enters your shot. Oh, just really violent, and all the chaos from that wreck. As Clint Bowyer got away, there he is on pit road, so he would be able to return into the race. It put the field under a red flag condition with Martin Truex Jr. out in front. But safety crews would get on the scene to clean up, but the real issue was Eric Almirola, who would not put the window net down. He would end up being transported to the nearest hospital, and our hopes and prayers were going to make sure the 43 is okay, and hopefully he can come back soon to the racetrack. But the night wouldn't end there. 46 laps to go in the race. Chase Elliott would have a big save in turn 1 and 2. Look at the car just get out from underneath him and spin out a big save for the 24, who would maintain track position, thank goodness. And look at that, just Kevin Harvick did a good job at avoiding that. So it would set up to a late restart with about 40 to go, and Kyle Larson would pass Martin Truex Jr. and end up winning the race. So a big win for the 42 of Larson. See a ton of drivers in the top 10 like McMurray, Stenhouse, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. all getting big results. And some guys with some decent runs like McDowell and Menards, what they needed to save their seasons. The guys who didn't finish on the lead lap, Clint Bowyer rebounded for a 25th place finish after that big crash. And some of the guys who've DNF'd, like Kurt Busch, Matt Kenseth, and Denny Hamlin, all hurting their points. And all the guys in green currently have a playoff spot, but that could very well change, except for the guys who have a win. They're locked in. Some of the guys like, you could see Johnson, Bowyer, and Dale Jr., they need some wins or a ton of points to make sure they're safe. And these guys in white can still make the playoffs, but they need a win or a lot of points in order to advance. See guys like Castle and Bain, their seasons need to turn around. But our next race is the Verizon All-Star race. The best drivers in the Verizon Cup Series look to take on $1 million. Hope you enjoyed this presentation of the Verizon Cup Series.